Well, here we are again, and this is not just an update. This is like a major overhaul that I did on Faxanadu Remastered, my remake of Faxanadu. Now remember, this was like the second game that I ever created in my portfolio. So, of course, there's going to be some things that I've learned over the years that have just improve my skills, so to speak. So I went back to it, and I hate getting back to old code because it's always, it doesn't, you look at a huge line of code, and from everything that you've learned over the years, I'm just like, oh, that can just be shrunken down to just like this instead of a huge thing. So I went down the rabbit hole. I didn't want to do it. I knew it was going to be a big thing. So it took me like a week. I worked on it for like solid day and night, because the more I go down the rabbit hole with the game, the more you just keep finding more problems. But the first thing right away is I made it full screen. We'll get the boring stuff out of the way right away. It's all full screen now. There's no more scaling on certain on certain areas, like when you go in the guru areas or any type of taverns, key shops, whatever. It would scroll. It doesn't do that now because it's all widescreen implemented into the game. And what else did I do? Well, let's start with the good stuff too. Now, I got to start from the beginning. People email me all the time and they go, Ed, I think there's a glitch in the game. I bought the shields. I can't see the shield on my character. I don't know what it does. I think this is bugged. And I'm like, no, it's not a bug. It's just back then I didn't know how to make a shield on a character. Okay? I just didn't. So what I did was I just made it so when you bought the shields, any damage that you would take from magic or fireballs or anything other than a collision with the enemy would be lower if you had a better shield. But now that's just not enough. So I had to go back and I put actual shields in the game, better than the original one. So it's more of like what I did in Simon's Quest, where you hold down the button and the shield will pop up and it will block projectiles. Now the size of the shield is smaller when you buy a small one, obviously, because that's what it says, and then larger, and then magic. They just get better. They get bigger the better the shield that you buy. So now that's finally in the game, and so people can stop talking about it, please. Next is I didn't like the tutorial area because it wasn't interactive. It was very fast. It showed you how to play the game and what buttons to push, but I was like, I think it's better to have an actual interactive tutorial, because there is a lot of things that you do in the game and it could be confusing to some players, especially new players. So I changed the whole tutorial area. It's all interactive. It has all the signs in the background to show you all the controls in the game now, and you have to actually go through the tutorial, and then you'll know all the buttons and exactly how to play the game. Now, you can skip that too if you want. If you go to a new game now, you don't have to go through the tutorial. You can actually skip it, which I thought was, just a cool little add to the game as well. Now, another big one, which technically was sort of a glitch, but I couldn't really replicate it. So I don't know. Like, people did say it happened, and I'm not denying that it did happen. It probably did, but I could not replicate it. And they said sometimes when they get hit, when they're on the ladder, they get trapped in the graphics sometimes. Like when the character gets bumped, he moves his graphics, and sometimes the sprites will get stuck, and you'll get stuck in the wall, and it's a total bummer. So I'm like, okay, take it out of the game. Nobody likes knockback anyway. I'm like, just take it out. And then I overhauled the entire damage system from the ground up to be like the new school versions that I've made before. And so now there's no knockback in the game at all. Everybody's happy. Oh, I changed, I don't know what you call them, the item signs. When you grab an item or a special item, it just pops up the name of the item that you got, like the matlock or the what is it called, the pickaxe or whatever. And maybe some people might not know what they do, so I actually explained underneath what they do. It's like the pickaxe destroys these blocks. The the giant blade can now destroy these blocks, and there are these multicolored different blocks in the game that you can destroy, and now you'll know which item that you got and what it does. Or people email me because they don't know what certain items do, because maybe they didn't talk to somebody in the town. I'm pretty sure I had people in the town tell you what they do, but now they just tell you what they do. So if you grab the magic rod, it literally says your magic spells will cost less MP, or that this item will reveal invisible enemies, etc., etc. So that's in the game now to just give a little bit of player information. Also, little balances and tweaks to the game. I think I made your flight, when you're flying around with the magic boots, I made it like 10% faster. I also changed all of the graphics for the magic spells and the sound effects on them as well. So I thought that the graphics of the original spells, they weren't enough. Like, I don't know, they just weren't enough. And so I changed the graphics of all of them except for the deluge or whatever it's called, the very first fireball one. But fire's been changed, lightning's been changed, death is changed. They've all been changed up. I made the explosion on the tilt magic even bigger so it could, hit more enemies. And so, just adjustments to some graphics in the game. Oh, and another big thing that I added, this is a huge add, is that now when you buy the dagger at the beginning of the game, you have it throughout the entire game, no matter which weapon that you switch from. There is a throwing dagger now. Yes, and you have infinite of those. All you got to do is hold up and push the attack button, and you'll throw a dagger in an arc fashion so that you can hit enemies that are above you, because I thought there was pretty much almost no way to hit enemies vertically, so I had to figure out a way to do it, but also didn't want to break the game by putting in multiple different ones. Like, maybe you could say, well, Ed, you could maybe get the throwing axe later, or make it so you could throw all your weapons up in the air. But no, I think that would break the game, so I just made it so you can throw your dagger up in the air now. It's not super powerful, but I mean, at least it's something, and it's another add to the game that I thought was pretty cool. I added more guru church areas in the game, mostly before you're at a major dungeon. So if you do die in the course of the dungeon, at least you don't have to start all the way back at town. I know people didn't much like that about Castlevania, and they really don't like it about this game, but that's the way it was in the original NES versions. That's what I was trying to copy, but then I found out, no, this is a bit too brutal. Like, it's so hard to balance games to players all the time, right? So I thought that was at least a little bit way more fair to have you be able to save your game at least before you enter a major dungeon of sorts. There's also a little secret little thing you'll see throughout the games too. I'll tell you what it is anyway. There are these fairies. There are these healing fairies that I put throughout the game on the main map and inside of dungeons, and you can only get them one time. They don't respawn, but what they'll do is they'll restore your HP and your MP to maximum if you do find them and if you grab them. They're just cute little healing fairies that kind of hover on the screen, and I thought that was a really neat add to the game. So that's it. I mean, I probably forgot something because I added a lot to it. Like I said, this is a total overhaul. It's almost like a completely different game. One of the biggest updates that I've ever done, and I could just go, oh, finally. It's up to date, because it did feel quite old even when I was playing it. And it is one of the best games. It's one of the hugest games I've created. I mean, Faxanadu Remastered is it's big. It's very, very big. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do want the updated version, you know where to go. Just email me from my website. It's retrovideogames.store. You know where to get the game, and you know where to get the update. And hope you enjoy everything. And if you do find something wrong with it, be sure to let me know, and I will fix it ASAP. All right? I'll see you guys next time.